How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Solana just went down, and I want to talk about this. A lot of people are giving Solana crap. A lot of people are talking terribly about Solana. I want to give my opinion, tell you exactly what happened. Also, I want to talk about another cryptocurrency that people are buying or whales are buying like crazy, and talk to you about Bitcoin as well. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this one. There's also a link down there to Margex where you can trade cryptocurrency, you can trade Solana, you can trade Bitcoin, you can trade Ethereum on leverage. They also are working on their spot platform, just a little heads up. So if you want to check that out, there's no KYC. There's a link to it underneath the video. I really like this platform as opposed to some other platforms. And they do have a deposit bonus as well, 20% that can be used towards fees for the first 2 weeks. So definitely check out that link underneath the video. There's also a link down there to HGAaccess, where you can get information from myself and about 9 other influencers, stuff that you can't really hear other places. And when the market picks up, that's going to be a place where you can make a lot of money very quickly. We actually talked about a cryptocurrency just last week that's done I think it's a 7x or so, which has done extremely well, obviously. Now, I will say, I just got back and I filmed this and the mic didn't work. So this is my second time running through. We're going to keep it quick so that way we don't spend too much time from here on out on any one thing and you can get on with your day. Now, Solana had a bit of a problem recently. As you can see here, the Solana network is temporarily down. We're seeing this all across Twitter, people talking about it, some people ragging on it, some people talk about how they still love it, some people talking about how this can't be a cryptocurrency that's in the top 10 or top 100 if it continues to go down like this. I'll show you what happened exactly, but this is what happened to the price action. This is it. From $96 down to $93. Now, maybe it falls down more by the time you see this, but it barely moved. 3% move since this happened. Now, what exactly happened? Solana is down. The popular layer 1 hasn't been offline for quite a while, but it appears the network isn't functioning today. So it's been down for over half an hour at this point. Meanwhile, Solana's price hasn't done all too much. As we said here, it fell down about 3%. One of the core engineers at Solana identified the fix and they're in the process of crafting a new version for validators to implement, as communicated by network validator mTrump. Core engineers have identified a fix and are building a new version for validators to upgrade. More details after testing is complete. Now, this is the first outage experienced by Solana in 2024, which ended a streak uninterrupted uptime that began exactly 1 year ago. Now, a lot of people are giving them a hard time. You can see Charles Hoskinson saying, this usually works. Blow off the game and put it back in. Obviously making fun because Cardano apparently doesn't go down, but to be fair, Cardano barely gets any usage too. Now, I think this is something that's bound to happen. Like, we've seen this happen how many times in the past? Of course, it's been a while since we've seen it happen again, but this is just something you have to realize with Solana. It's faster, it's cheaper, it's easier to use than something like Ethereum, but sometimes it does go down. Now, hopefully they can fix that. If they can fix this problem that continues to seem to happen, well, it will probably move up a lot in price. And this is someone that has a Solana bag. I do hold some Solana, but it's not close to my largest bag. It's probably just a few percent of my portfolio. I actually sold some Ethereum last week, maybe about 10% of my Ethereum, and put it into Solana. Still largely Bitcoin though. Now, if Solana didn't have these issues, it would probably be a much larger market cap. You have to remember, it still is 6 or 7 times cheaper than Ethereum when you look at the market cap. So it's bound to have things like this happen. And hopefully they can get through this quickly. They can upgrade the network, and there's less of a chance that this happens in the future. But I don't think too many people holding Solana are really worried. You can see that because the price is only down 3% since this happened. Now, I recently did a transaction on Solana, just yesterday, I believe it was. I actually did a transaction on Polygon. I was trying to send some money. I did a test transaction. It didn't show up. So about 5 minutes later, I say, okay, I'm gonna just do it on Solana. I did it on Solana, went right through, and then my Polygon showed up like 5 minutes later. Like even something quick like that, like obviously Polygon's cheaper and faster than something like Ethereum, it still takes minutes, sometimes 5-10 minutes, while Solana is super fast. So I'm not too worried about this. Of course, it would be nice if this didn't happen, but it's still the cheaper, faster, better option than a lot of other cryptocurrencies. A mysterious whale or institution is starting to accumulate Link. We noticed a total of 47 fresh wallets withdrew 2.2 million Link, or 42 million from Binance in the past 2 days. This is after they posted 2 days ago that 4 wallets withdrew 120,000 Link. So a lot of whales buying Link. I think it makes sense. I mean, we saw this article about a week ago. Large chain link whales accumulate 57 million Link, worth 855 million in 30 days. We've started to see the price of Link move up recently. People are getting excited, up 23% in the last 7 days. It's got real utility, unlike a lot of cryptocurrencies. And I would not be surprised if this continues to move up during the next bull run. Now, it's down about 65% from the all-time high in price of about $50 last bull run. But the market cap is a little bit different. So you can see here, down like 65% maybe, 66%. But the market cap is about half that of what it used to be, just because they have had some dilution, obviously. Now, this is one that I do hold a position in, but not as much as I'd like. So if we get a nice little buying point, I might buy some more in the future. Now, we have all this drama of Solana. We have drama in a lot of other cryptocurrencies too. That's one of the things I love about Bitcoin. Some people give it a hard time because there aren't many upgrades. It's still slow. It's still clunky in some respects. But the great thing about Bitcoin is it is what it is. You know exactly what you get. And sometimes that's great. Most of the time it's great because we know there's never going to be dilution. If the price of Bitcoin goes up, there's never going to be more Bitcoin, unlike some stock that 10x's and then they start diluting, or some real estate that becomes more valuable, so then they start building more high rises. We're not going to see that with Bitcoin. And now that is great for the long term, but short-term price action can be negative in that way because it doesn't get paused. If the price goes down very quickly, it's not like a stock where all of a sudden the government's just going to say, okay, we have to halt that. No, it can fall down, and there's never going to be any Bitcoin stimulus or anything like that. If the price action isn't good, it's not like they're going to artificially prop it up. Anyone's going to do that. Of course, there are going to be buyers, there are going to be sellers, but there aren't the protections that we see in all other markets. So that can be great. And it can be bad short term, but long term, it's one of the things that a lot of people like about Bitcoin. It is what it is. You get what you put into it. If you buy when it's riskier, you're probably going to make more money. You buy Bitcoin at the price you deserve it, and that's just how it works. Price action has looked great, though. I mean, some people are pissed off. They say, oh, Bitcoin's not doing anything. You talk about how something's going to happen in a few days or a few weeks or a few months, and then nothing ever happens with price action. That's not true. Bitcoin's price has been explosive. Like, just zoom out. There are times where it goes sideways. Yeah, for a week, a month, even a couple months. During the bear market, we were down at 16, 17,000, even 20,000 for months on end. And people were saying that there's just not much price action there, that it wasn't doing anything. But then, explosive move. And that can happen now too. We can go sideways for a couple weeks, couple months. There can be stuff happening in the background, important news that you should know. And then still, it doesn't translate to price. Because if there's a lot of good things happening in the background, they're good long term, but then there's some short-term negativity or some short-term selling, it can kind of even itself out. But then once that short-term negativity is gone, well, then the price shoots up. And that's why I think we're seeing, like I commented a few days about how there are a couple entities that are looking to sell GBTC and ETH, which is like the Ethereum equivalent of GBTC, which causes selling pressure on the cryptocurrencies. It's bad short term, but long term, it doesn't really matter. So let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Again, there are links to Margex and HGAccess underneath the video, and I'll see you in the next one.